Where should I sell my planner? Should I sell it on Etsy, on Shopify? Should I sell it from home? Should I sell it using WooCommerce? Should I use Amazon? I don't know. What should I do? If that is a question that you have and you're curious about the planner business or selling your own journals, selling your own planners, and creating them, this is what we're going to dive into today. I'm your host, Polly Payne. I'm the host of the Dream Printing Podcast. I'm also the founder of Horacio Printing and the creator of the Dream Planner, which has been around for 10 years. I've been selling these through my own website for the past 10 years, and I've sold through Amazon, Shopify, Squarespace, and Etsy. I've looked into tons of platforms over the year, and I'm going to kind of go through them with you and also talk about the general landscape of how to print and sell your thing. So let's dive in. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this big question. Where should I sell my planner? Or maybe it's a journal that you have. And it's such a good question, especially when you're kind of just kicking the tires and figuring out how you want to go about starting your business, how you want to structure it. Your business model matters. The way you give your product to your customer matters. The way you print your product matters. So I want to start answering this question by talking about the two routes that you can go and also telling a little bit about my journey. I know when I had the dream to make a planner, it was back in 2013, I kind of had the idea of a planner, and I really wanted a custom planner company. I wanted to have this website where you could like plug in what you want and like spits out the planner for you. And I was looking for that. I wanted that. And I tried a couple different websites that would help you customize a planner. But when I spent $65 on that planner and it showed up, the cover was nice. It had my name on it. Yay. But I didn't love it. Like it felt so busy. It just wasn't what I wanted. And so I started trying to figure out how to make this on my own. And my big hang up was printing it. Like, how on earth do I actually get this printed? Because that's a big piece of your business model, is the creation of the product that you want to put out there. So there's two different routes you can take. There's traditional printing, which is where you go get all the stuff printed and then you go sell it somewhere, whether that's on Amazon, on Etsy, Shopify, WooCommerce, whatever, Squarespace, and then you ship it to the customer. That's the traditional route. That's you get it all made, you sell it to the people, you give it to the people, right? You give it to them. So that's traditional. And I would say that most, if not really most successful planner companies, successful journal companies, that's the route they take. They buy in bulk, they sell it on a website, and then they ship it to their customers. That's what people are doing. When they're doing it at a high standard with plenty of customers, that's the route, period. It's traditional. Now, the other route people take, and the route I really wanted to take when I was getting started, was print on demand, where instead of printing first, you sell it first, right? You sell the product, and once someone buys the product and gives you money, then it's printed. So it's selling, printing, and then that printer actually would ship to the customer for you. So it's like printing on demand with drop shipping connected, which sounds like a dream. Like, oh my gosh, I don't have to worry about inventory. I don't have to spend any money up front. I can just ship it to the customer. Like, that would be so amazing. And I looked into that. There weren't as many options when I was getting started as there are today, especially like if you Google like print on demand planner or whatever, you're going to find a lot of different options out there. The problem is, let me tell you the problems with this, because I know either you've fallen down this rabbit hole already or you're going to. You start looking at these companies and they have a bunch of questions that you don't know the answers to that they need in order to, I don't know what that was for. Thumbs up. Either they have a bunch of questions that you don't have answers to, or the cost is super high. I had a print school student, I'll put the quote right here. She was looking at a company, and to finally get what she wanted, it was going to be like $40 or $50 a unit, which was insane. And then when she joined my print school program, she was able to get it around $7 a unit, which is way better, right? So one of the big issues is it's just too expensive to print on demand, because you know this. When you buy in bulk, you save money. Like, that's why we go to Costco. That's why we go to Sam's Club. Because if you buy your baked beans, I don't really buy baked beans, but I'll buy black beans in bulk, or snacks or peanut butter pretzels, like, you're going to get a better deal when you buy a big case of diapers versus a tiny case from Publix, right? So when you buy more, you save. And that's a problem with print on demand, is the cost is so high. The other huge problem with print on demand, that's probably my biggest print on demand problem, is the quality. The quality's not there. You can't get the paper you want. You can't get the binding you want. You can't get the tabs that you want. You can't get, the pocket in the front with something printed. You can't get the tabs. You can't get golden corners or an elastic strap or linen cover, the coil binding. There's so many people out there teaching you, just make a journal on Canva and plop it on Amazon and make $1 million. Well, Amazon doesn't allow you to have coil. Like, you can't print on demand with Amazon KDP a spiral product. Like, that's not even a thing. So there's just a lot of limitations with print on demand. And as appealing as it is for how quick it is and how low investment it is, it just doesn't give you the output you want if you're a paper snob. Now, you might be out there like, that's fine. I don't really need something fancy. I don't need linen. I don't need tabs. I just need something super basic. I don't really care, Polly. I just want something super duper basic, and I want to print on demand. If that's how you feel, you should go print on demand. Like, that's a great idea. If you want, just basic paper, maybe you don't want anything customized inside of it, you're not worried about how it looks, you're not worried that it lays flat properly, print on demand's great. You just want to test it out, go for it. But for me, I'm a paper snob. I want something beautiful. And also, if you create something beautiful, it's going to be a lot easier to sell it because you're going to love it. It's easier to sell something you love than to sell something you're like, I don't really love it. And then it's like, well, how are you going to be confident when you talk about it, right? Because you don't even love it. It's not something you would want to buy. And I don't think we should be out here selling stuff that we know is low quality. That just feels wrong. Anyways, that's my soapbox on print on demand. So we're going to talk about traditional printing today. And I've done a lot of episodes on how to find the right printer, on how to, design, how to ideate and the process of printing. So this one's really going to be talking about, where do I sell it? That's the question I'm answering today. If you're really curious on the whole process, like the whole from, A to Z of my dream printing method, I have a free workshop you can jump to after this video. Just go to HoracioPrinting.com/workshop. The link is right here, HoracioPrinting.com/workshop. It's free. It's about 45 minutes, and I'll take you through the whole shebang on all the steps. But once you have printed your product with a printer, where do I sell it? Where do I sell it? Do I sell it on Amazon? Do I sell it on Etsy? Do I sell it on Shopify? Do I sell it on WooCommerce? Do I sell it from home? Now, selling from home, I don't recommend. Unless you're going to maybe a trade show or you're going to have a booth at a conference that makes sense for your customers. Like, I've definitely gone to some conferences and set up a little booth and sold my thing. And I would consider that kind of selling from home, or, selling that way. Now, what you might be wondering is shipping from home. Do I ship it myself? That's a good question. You basically have a couple options when it comes to shipping. I'm just going to jump over selling really quick and talk about that because that's a key component of it. The beautiful thing about Amazon is that if you put your product on Amazon, Amazon can ship it for you. That's called Amazon FBA. And you ship your product to their warehouse and they ship it for you, which is great. people buy it on Amazon, and Amazon ships it out. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. So Amazon's an option for shipping. Another option is to do it from home, to ship from home. Look at these. Ship from home. Balloons. I don't know what's going on with my recorder today. But you can ship from home. It's the biggest time saver, money saver, but it's not the biggest time saver. It's actually quite a time suck to ship from home. You also need the space in your house to do it. You can keep your stuff in your garage, but I wouldn't keep products in your garage for too long unless your garage is temperature controlled, because paper is not happy in super hot and humid weather, environments. So you can ship from home. I do teach that inside of Print School, how to go about that. And it depends on what platform you're using, how you go about doing that, right? So Shopify has its own capabilities inside of it to help you create the labels to ship out. I think Etsy does as well. So we're going to go through all the options really quick. I'm actually going to pop into those websites where we can see what's it like on Amazon, what's it like on Etsy, what's it like on Shopify, what's it like on WooCommerce. So you can kind of make those decisions, and I'll be sharing with you what I choose. Spoiler alert, it's Shopify. I do all of my selling on Shopify. So I get my products printed. This is my business model. I get my products printed overseas with my preferred partner, which I share that partner with all of my Print School students. When they join my program, they're able to get access to my printer, get a really great deal. I pay for their first sample with that printer so they can see what it's like. Anyway, so I work with my printer, and then I get it shipped to my warehouse, which I don't personally run. It's a third-party warehouse that I partner with. I sell my products on Shopify, and then my warehouse ships it to the customer. So that's the process I've landed on. If you want to, read the last chapter of the book first, that's the process I use in order to have the highest quality product, in order to have the most profit, and also to keep track of my customer list. A big downside of, I don't know if I was ready for the thumbs down to pop up. A big downside of Amazon is you don't get to keep your customer list. You don't get to own it. And that's really important. 81% of my revenue last year was from returning customers. And so I want to keep my customer list. That's really important year over year. So while I do love selling on Amazon, I really love selling on Shopify because I get to nurture my customers. I get to bring them into a nurture sequence and into a community and nurture the success of them using my product and build a relationship with them in order to maybe the next year they buy 5, right? Because I loved this so much, I'm going to buy them as Christmas gifts. So that's another reason I really love Shopify. So without further ado, we're going to pop into a quick little segment where I'm going to go through some of these websites so you can check it out. You can check out Shopify. We're going to talk about the pricing of Etsy, the pricing of Amazon. We'll also talk about Amazon KDP a little bit. If you're curious about putting something on Amazon and having Amazon print it, I'll take you through where that is on their website. So you can kind of do an apples to apples. So let's dive into that. Right, let's take the tour. And I'm going to put every link that I show you below this video. And if you're listening to this podcast, you might want to come onto the YouTube channel and watch it so you can check it out. HoracioPrinting.com/YouTube. So the first thing I wanted to show you is if you go with Amazon KDP, which we talked about, which is the print on demand option, which is nice, especially if you're doing a novel or children's book. That way it is printed on demand and Amazon takes care of shipping. This is where you'll go. And you can learn about the royalties and how much it costs and all of that and set up your KDP account. So you can look into the royalties of how much it costs. Now, if you're doing a paperback book, you would go to paperback printing cost and paperback royalties to see that. But look at so there's different things. Hardcover royalty. I think it's usually around like, yeah, 60% of the list price. So let's say you sell your product, let's do an easy number, for $100. The royalty would be $60 minus the printing costs. Now, typically, you're not selling a hardbound book for $100. I'm just doing that for easy math because my brain doesn't do very well with that. But you could use this calculator here. Let's say we do a hardcover, black and white. I'd make it a little bigger. Sold on Amazon.com. Typically, a product's around 200 pages, and we sell it for, let's do like a typical $35 book. It's interesting. It's in like pounds and stuff. Okay, here we go. Dollars. Make $12. Now, this is the royalty. There's still other prices that come into it. And also, remember what I said, this product isn't going to be a perfect lay flat. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to choose how thick the paper is inside and add all those bells and whistles. So that's really not a ton of profit, because you're also going to have other fees on Amazon, which is the referral fee, right? And so we'll look at that in a minute, but this is just a quick look at it in general. Premium color interior. How does that change it? Okay, so with that, it's like $2 royalty. Womp womp. Anyways, so we kind of talked about this. Print on demand is not really the avenue I would send you down, but I just wanted to show you where to go if you're interested. And if you are writing a novel and you're cool with a paperback book, this is a great way to start out, get some traction, test it out, all that jazz. So let's look at if you wanted to print your own product and then do, this right here is Amazon KDP. But let's talk about Amazon FBA, when you sell on Amazon. And that means basically, here's the FBA site, sell.amazon.com/fulfillment by Amazon. I have the link below to learn what it's like. And basically, these are the steps. You set up an FBA account, you create your product listing, you prepare your products, and then you ship them to an Amazon warehouse. And I do teach this inside of print school in case students want to sell products on Amazon. I don't recommend putting all of your products on Amazon because Amazon is not a storage facility. Their storage rates are insanity. So if you want to work with Amazon, the trick is to keep stuff at your house and slowly give them products. You don't want them to have all of it, because if it doesn't move off their shelves, they will, like compounding interest, they will start increasing their prices insanely. So you never want too much stale inventory at Amazon. You want it somewhere else and then slowly fulfill as needed. But this is how it works. That's the steps. And we go through this in print school. But what does it cost? What does it cost? There's different costs associated. One cost is to set up your account, which is either $1 per item sold or $40 a month. I usually went with this once I was selling a solid amount of products on Amazon. And what are the other costs? The other cost is a referral fee. So for a book, let's find books here. Media. It's a 15% referral fee. So if you sold your product for $100, to do easy math, it'd be $15 would be given to Amazon. Even if that person found out about your Amazon link through your Instagram, Amazon still gets this like affiliate commission fresh off the top from them. Now, so that's one part of it. One part is a referral fee. One part is the subscription selling plan, right, that you pay. Another part is storage, and another part is shipping. Okay, so let's go find the shipping fees. Here we go. Fulfillment. So you're looking at a product like ours, a physical book. would be probably in this range of £1. So you're looking at $5 for fulfillment, which my warehouse that I use gets about $2.50 for that fee. And then storage. So, which actually, that's not very bad, actually, because this includes the stamp. So that's not bad at all. But then you have storage, and the storage increases as it stays longer. Additional inventory storage applies who have high volume. So if you don't have enough sales per week, they'll start upping the price on you, which is annoying. And so the warehouse I use always is like at least half or less than what Amazon would be. Anyways, so that's just good to know. So all of these prices add up to about 30%. So Amazon's going to take about 30% of what you sell your product for. So if you sell your product for $30, they're probably going to take about $9, right? That's a big chunk. And that's not even what it costs to make it, right? So those are all the costs with Amazon. I think Amazon's great. You can make a lot of money on Amazon, especially if you have a more premiumly priced product where getting that 30% taken out isn't like life or death for profit, but it is expensive. So Amazon's great, but it's not my like number one channel. Let's look at Etsy. Etsy is another one I've used a bit. The other big downside with Amazon is when someone buys your product, you don't get to keep that email to like message them and, hey, how's it going? And hey, here's some stuff. And hey, here's a coupon for next time. Like you don't get to have that. And that's a key part to sustaining a long-term business. Okay, so there's so many different types of fees with Etsy. Let's go up here and check out the pricing. Here are the different fees. Now listen, Etsy is not shipping your stuff for you. They're not storing their stuff for you like Amazon. So Amazon does have a lot of fees, but it makes sense. They're doing a lot, right? Etsy is just a place for people to pop onto a site and purchase your product. That's it. So they're charging a setup fee, a listing fee, so 20% for every product that you set up, and then a transaction fee. So you will pay 6.5% of the price you display goes to Etsy. That's pretty high. 6.5% is quite a large fee. If you end up using their promotional stuff and promotional services, you could pay more for ads and subscriptions. If you do a subscription model on their website, that's $10. Anyway, so all in all, it's about 20 cents plus that 6.5%. Not bad. Do you get access to the customer data? I think you kind of do, but I'm not sure how that works with your website. So Etsy, it's good, but it's not like I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket. Another option is WooCommerce. When would we use WooCommerce? What is WooCommerce? So WooCommerce is the WordPress plugin to turn your WordPress website into a selling website. So if you already have a super fantastic, expensive, popular WordPress website and you don't want to migrate to Shopify, WooCommerce is an option for you. It's not that bad. It's $3.99 a month. That's not too bad. What are the other prices that come with it? Let's see here. So with this, you can get up to 100,000 visits per month. So they're basically capping you. Like if you get a ton of traffic, they're going to make you charge more. It's kind of weird to me. Let's see. I want to see what the cost per transaction is. The WooCommerce pricing. There's a couple pricings that come in. So we have shipping. It connects you to UPS, DHL, or you can use other types of things that cost a little more. Then the transactional fees. So the transactional fee is not bad. 2.9% plus a 30 cents. That's pretty standard. Not bad at all. So I think that's pretty much it. Honestly, it's pretty close to a Shopify. It's just I would only recommend this if you already have a fantastic WordPress site. If you're starting from scratch, WooCommerce is not for you. There's just too much Frankensteining that has to happen, whereas Shopify, it's all cleanly in one thing. Which takes me to my next point, which is Shopify. This is my favorite platform. This is what I use. I'm not making any money on sending you here. I guess I could get an affiliate link, but I'm not even worried about it. So Shopify, $29 a month, and the card rates are at the lowest is 2.9% transactional fee plus 30 cents. Plus you get shipping discounts, which is great. So I am currently on, I think I'm on this one right now. So my transactional fee is slightly less. But Shopify is absolutely incredible. So you can buy your website through it. You can build your entire website. It's absolutely stunning. You can set up your store. You don't have to pay per item that you put on there. So unlimited amount of products, unlimited amount of traffic. They're not like capping you like Etsy does with like, oh, if you get this many, or maybe that was WooCommerce. If you have this many people come to your site, like if too many people come to your site, you have to bump up. That's silly. You can sell globally. You can set up emails directly in Shopify, although I recommend using a third party. And you have an API access to every really big other plugin that you would ever want. So Shopify is my best friend. It's how I manage all my inventory. It's how I print my shipping labels, or how my warehouse prints the shipping labels. They just do it all in one shop. So Shopify is it. And I teach how to build the website in Launch School, which is a bonus of Shopify, which I'll talk about later, because this does need a little bit of hand-holding if you're brand new to it. But it is absolutely fantastic. The analytics, it's just amazing. So Shopify is my friend. You pay a monthly fee and a transactional fee, and that is it. Now, if you are looking to sell in person, like go to if you want to go to a trade show or conference, maybe there's a Christian women's conference and you want to sell your devotional or your planner, I would recommend signing up for Square, getting an account. You can even get a free reader when you sign up, or you can buy one on Amazon. They're super cheap. I'll have the link below for you to create your account. Again, I'm not getting any affiliate on this, but this is a great thing to just have with you if you ever are in a Mother's Day market or whatever, and you can just sell your product in person and take people's card payments, and have that directly deposited to your bank account. So this is definitely one of those like things you want. Even though you have Shopify, I would also get a Square account. And that's everything. Those are kind of the things I've learned. Just want to share with you the process of it. Again, my number one is Shopify, because I think it's the cleanest. It's all in one, and it's intuitive, and you get to keep those customers. So that's where I think you should sell your planner. All right, that was the full tour. We went through a lot of different rabbit holes. I hope it was educational for you. My goal is for you to feel empowered and educated so you can make the best decision for you. And ultimately, my dream for you is to have a product you love. Like the quality is so amazing. When your customers get it, they're blown away. Like, wow, she like legit made this thing and it looks awesome. And I want you to be super happy whenever you sell the product and you're actually able to keep some profit. Profit is how you keep a business alive. It's not an evil thing. It's a really important thing. It allows you to hire people. It allows you to make an impact in this world. At Horacio Printing, we've now raised over $80,000 to fight human trafficking. I couldn't do that if I was doing print on demand or using a platform that was taking all my profit. I need to be able to keep that profit so I can invest it in things that matter. So what you really need in order to have success is an overseas printer, typically, right, to have that high quality, low price. Then you want to use Shopify, ideally. That would be my number one suggestion. You can use Squarespace if you want, but I really love Shopify for all the reasons I already shared with you. And then you need a strong launch campaign, okay? I know we talked about where to sell it, but it's not just about where you sell it, it's how you sell it. If you have a stunning Shopify website, but no one goes to your website, you're not going to sell anything. You have to have a strong launch campaign. Marketing is everything. It's not just about the quality of the product. The quality of the product is key, but having enough eyeballs come to your website is also super key. You need a strong launch campaign. One of the things I teach my students inside of Print School is how to have a pre-order campaign where you actually sell the product either upfront on Shopify or in a Kickstarter campaign, and you raise the money to fund the print. So you don't have to come up with all that cash on your own to fund the mass order of 500 or 1,000 units. You can do that through a pre-order campaign. With marketing being such a key part to success, that is one of the reasons I created Launch School. And Launch School is a bonus that comes with anyone who signs up for my Print School program. Print School takes you from A to Z on how to print your thing with excellence, from getting the sample, creating the prototype, creating the files, designing it, fulfilling the orders. But Launch School takes you through the actual marketing part of it, of how to create a pre-order campaign, how to build a website, all those things. So that is a $2,000 bonus that you get when you sign up for Print School. It goes through launch prep and all of the content prep that you're going to have to do, how to do a Kickstarter and pre-sell your product with a pre-order campaign, building your e-commerce website on Shopify. And I go through all my favorite marketing channels: SMS, email marketing, and social media. We talk about customer service and how to nurture your customers so that they become repeat buyers and you upsell them down the road, and also growth strategies. So after you get done with your initial launch, how do you keep growing as a business so you can stay in business and continue to expand your product line? So that's a really special bonus inside of Print School. And if you're interested, you can go to horacioprinting.com/Print School and learn more about that. You can apply. It is an application-based program. We want to make sure everything is a good fit for you and for me, because I do help all my students. We have 4 group calls a month to help you with all of your questions. We also have a beautiful student support community where you can connect and watch other students' journeys and cheer each other on and get feedback from friends. So check it out. I would love to help you. And if you have a question you would love to see on this podcast or on this YouTube channel, comment below. I would love to know what you want to learn from me about owning, launching, growing a planner company. So put your comment below. I would love to read it and I'd love to connect with you. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. You are so loved.